Cookies. Cookies are small text files that websites store inside your browser to remember information about you. For example, when you log into a website and it remembers your account the next time you visit, that usually happens because of cookies. These files contain a unique identifier that allows the website to recognize your browser when you return. Without cookies, websites would treat you like a completely new visitor every time you open a page. However, cookies are not only used for convenience. Many advertising networks also use third-party cookies to track which websites you visit and what pages you interact with. Because of privacy concerns, many modern browsers now block third-party cookies by default or give users the option to disable them completely. Tracking pixels. Tracking pixels, also known as web beacons, are tiny, invisible images embedded inside websites or emails. They are often just 1 pixel in size, so you cannot see them on the page. But when your browser loads that pixel, it sends a request to a tracking server. That request can contain information such as your IP address, the device you are using, and the time when the page was opened. This allows companies to know when someone visits a web page or opens a marketing email. For example, if you receive a promotional email and open it, the tracking pixel inside that email can notify the sender that the message has been viewed. This helps marketers measure how effective their campaigns are. Session tracking. Session tracking is used to monitor what you do during a single visit to a website. When you open a website, the server creates a temporary session ID and assigns it to your browser. This ID allows the website to remember your actions while you navigate between pages. For example, when you add items to an online shopping cart and continue browsing other pages, the website still remembers what you added. That happens because your session ID keeps track of your activity during that visit. But unlike cookies, session tracking usually disappears once you close the browser or leave the website. Device ID tracking. Device ID tracking is commonly used in mobile apps. Your smartphone or tablet often has a unique advertising identifier assigned by the operating system. Advertisers can use this ID to track how you interact with different apps and advertisements. For example, if you click on an ad in one app and later install a game from the App Store, the advertising network can link those actions using the device ID. This helps advertisers measure whether their ads are effective. However, most modern smartphones allow users to reset or disable this identifier to reduce tracking. IP address tracking. Every device connected to the internet has an IP address, which works like a digital address for sending and receiving data. When you visit a website, the server can see your IP address automatically. This information can reveal your approximate geographic location, such as the city or region you are connecting from. Websites often use IP tracking for security purposes, such as detecting suspicious login from unusual locations. However, IP addresses can also be used for analytics and advertising, allowing companies to identify returning visitors or estimate where their audience is located. Browser fingerprinting. Browser fingerprinting is a more advanced tracking technique that does not rely on cookies at all. Instead, it collects many small pieces of information about your device and browser. This can include details such as screen resolution, installed fonts, browser version, time zone, language settings, and even the type of graphics card in your computer. When all these details are combined together, they can create a unique fingerprint for your device. Because every computer has slightly different configurations, this fingerprint can often identify you even if you delete cookies or use private browsing. Canvas fingerprinting. Canvas fingerprinting is a special type of browser fingerprinting that uses your device's graphics system. When a website runs a small script, it asks your browser to draw a hidden graphic using the HTML5 canvas feature. Because every device processes graphics slightly differently depending on hardware, drivers, and operating system, the final image produced can vary from device to device. By analyzing these subtle differences, the website can generate a unique identifier for your device. This method is difficult to detect because the process happens silently in the background. Local storage tracking. Modern websites can also store data using something called HTML5 local storage. This works similarly to cookies, but allows websites to store much larger amounts of information inside your browser. Unlike traditional cookies, local storage data is not automatically sent to the server with every request. Instead, websites can access it using scripts running on the page. Some tracking systems use this storage to keep unique identifiers that remain on your device even if regular cookies are cleared. Supercookies. Supercookies are a more persistent form of tracking technology designed to survive normal deletion methods. In some cases, these identifiers can be stored in multiple places such as browser storage, system cache, or network data. If one copy gets deleted, another copy can recreate it automatically. This is why they are sometimes called zombie cookies. Because of privacy concerns, many modern browsers and security tools actively try to block or remove these types of tracking mechanisms. Cross-device tracking. Cross-device tracking is used to link your activity across multiple devices. For example, you might browse products on your phone, but later see advertisements for those same products on your laptop or smart TV. This happens because advertising networks attempt to connect your different devices using shared signals. These signals can include login accounts, IP addresses, device identifiers, or browsing patterns. By combining this information, companies can build a more complete profile of your online behavior across different platforms. Audio beacon tracking. Audio beacon tracking uses inaudible sound signals to track devices across different platforms. These signals are often embedded in advertisements, TV broadcasts, or mobile apps. Even though humans cannot hear them, the microphone on a smartphone can still detect these audio beacons. For example, imagine you are watching a TV commercial while your phone is nearby. If an app on your phone has microphone access, it can detect the hidden audio signal from the TV. That signal tells the tracking system which advertisement you just watched. Because of this, advertisers can link your TV viewing activity with your phone usage. Battery status tracking. Battery status tracking uses information about your device's battery level to help identify your device. Modern browsers can expose data such as battery percentage, charging status, and estimated battery life through certain APIs. On its own, this information seems harmless, but when combined with other signals like screen resolution, browser version, and time zone, it can become part of a unique fingerprint for your device. For example, two devices might look identical in most settings, but their battery levels could still differ. This small difference can help trackers distinguish between users. Here's another video you may like.